Welcome to Virtualize Everything. As you can probably tell from the background of the screen, we're looking at Parrot OS today. More precisely, the security version of Parrot OS. Parrot OS competes with Kali Linux. I haven't seen much about it recently, and I thought I might want to go back and check it out. So I'm going to look at installing it on a Proxmox VM today with you. So the first thing we're going to need to do to get this installed on a Proxmox VM is to download a copy of the ISO. We're going to do so by clicking the download button, and it pre-selects the security edition version, so we need no other steps to get to that. Then we're going to look at our system requirements and notice that it uses 2 CPU cores, no graphics acceleration, a gig of RAM, and 20 gigs of hard drive space. We'll keep track of that in a minute. We'll have to put in some settings into Proxmox, and we'll need to know that information to do so. Now to download our ISO, we're going to click on download, and we're going to right click over top of ISO, and we're going to copy link address. After copying the link address, we're going to head to our Proxmox web interface where I've pre-logged in, and we're going to go to our local drive that we store all of our ISOs in. Then we'll select ISO images just as I have here, and we're going to click download from URL, and we're going to paste in the address to the file that we just copied. We'll hit query URL, which will automatically fill in the ISO that we want to download, and it is the security version 6.0 of Parrot OS. Then for hash algorithm, we're going to click the drop down, and we're going to select SHA 512. Then we're going to go back to the Parrot website. We're going to hit check hashes, scroll down so that we can find the SHA 512 hash of Parrot Security 6.0, and we're going to copy the entire hash and paste it in where it says checksum. With that done, we can go ahead and click download, and this will download the file. I'll be back with you when the file's downloaded and we're ready to start creating our VM. So now that we've gotten task OK, we know that our file has been successfully hashed and fully downloaded. So we can go ahead and close our download window like so. And we're going to head up to the Create VM tab right here in front of my pointer. For name, we can give it whatever we desire. I'm going to be calling mine Parrot, and then I'll hit next. For ISOs, we'll select the ISO that we just downloaded, and we downloaded that to local. We'll leave Linux and Linux 6 or 2.6 kernel, hit next. We'll check QEMU guest agent, but leave everything else defaulted. For disk, 32 gigs sounds perfect as we only need 20. And for disk card, if we were using an SSD, we would be checking that. But since we're not using an SSD, no need to check disk card. Hitting next, we need at least 2 CPU cores, and I like to select my host CPU, although the x86-64 V2 ASE type is fine and especially may be desirable if you were migrating among Proxmox servers or other things in a cluster. Myself, I'm selecting host, and I'm going to hit next. For memory, I only needed 1 gig, so 2 gigs is going to be plenty. For network, we can use the VirtIO drives. I'm going to change my bridge to something that works for my network. Now, this might not be the case for you, and feel free to use the bridge that you need for your network. Hitting next, we'll look through our settings, confirm they look right, and hit finish. Now that Proxmox has built our VM, we can go ahead and start it up by pressing Start and Console, and we're going to select try/install by pressing Enter. So Parrot OS boots up with a live CD-like image where we can actually go ahead and explore it, check it out, see if it's something we like before we go ahead and install. I'm going to skip right to the installation process for this video, but if you did want to explore, all your applications can be found up here under Applications, and it has a nifty little area where you can get to different things like your computer, your desktop, and your network configurations without having to jump around through other windows, as well as a separate tab for your system configurations and settings tools, which I find very helpful and easy to work with. You can also notice a menu icon here that feels very much like Windows, where we can also explore explore some of our applications. Closing that out, let's head straight to the installation. I'm going to do so by clicking Install Parrot here on the desktop. And here we notice our installation window looks very familiar to some of the other operating systems we've installed from a live CD. So let's get with the installation process. We're going to use American English, so we'll hit Next. Here we'll choose the New York time zone, so we'll hit Next. Our keyboard settings are fine, so we'll hit Next. We'll partition our drive, so we want to erase it all, and we're going to use one single partition, so we'll select Erase Disk and then hit Next. We'll fill out our user information, hit Next. It'll give us a good summary of what it's going to do, so we can look through it and make sure we didn't make any mistakes. Then we'll press Install and Install Now, and the installation process will take a few minutes to actually install Parrot OS on our VM drive. I'll be back with you when that is done. So the installation of Parrot OS has finished and it's time to restart. By default, the Restart Now button is checked, and let's go ahead and hit Done. So now that the restart's finished, it's time to log in, and it gives us a nice and pretty nice looking screen here to log in at. So let's go ahead and enter our password, and then we'll take and start checking this out. All right, so we logged in relatively quickly for the amount of RAM given to this, but I am sitting here looking at the amount of system resources in the Proxmox monitor. Now, we don't have QEMU guest agent installed yet at this time, so it's fully unaware if these numbers are correct, but we are looking at using about 1.85 gigs of RAM, so we are heavily utilizing our RAM here at this point. So I would suggest going ahead and giving it 4 gigs if you were doing this install for any decent use cases. But let's go ahead, open up a terminal window here and try to do an update and see if we can. So it does look like the Debian apt command was able to run and do an update, and we got a pretty extensive output here though, but we do have 70 packages we can go ahead and upgrade. So I'm going to do that at this time with an apt up, and I'll add the -y on so I don't have to accept it, but I still did. So we were able to use Debian style commands with the aptitude package manager to go ahead and do an update of repositories and an upgrade of software here on Parrot OS. Okay, so looking at my Proxmox statistics, I believe that we already have QEMU guest agent installed, but let's go ahead and go through the process and we can look at the output and make sure that we do have QEMU guest agent installed. And what QEMU guest agent is going to do is going to allow this VM to communicate more effectively with Proxmox. So both the output screens for CPU usage and memory usage are correct. We also get the outputs for the VM's IP address and other information as such. So in order to do that, we're going to enter the command sudo apt, and this time we're going to use install, and then we'll enter QEMU and a dash, and then guest, then agent, and we'll add that -y to the end and give it our sudo user password. And if we spell guest correct, and if we spell everything correct, it should run. Now it's giving me an output of 0 updated, 0 newly installed, and 0 removed, and 1 not upgraded, which should mean that QEMU guest agent is already installed in this particular operating system and doesn't need to be updated. So what I believe is that we do have QEMU guest agent installed here, and that is why we're getting an IP address output on Proxmox right here. So at this point, we have a fully set up and ready to use operating system here in a Proxmox VM. And you can notice that Parrot has some really good desktop backgrounds as default and whatnot. I really like the overall look and feel of this operating system a lot. I like the fact that I have my normal traditional menu bars that I'm used to, as well as my added memory bars like here, where I can really easily find stuff. I also feel that I like this more Windows-like bar where I have a decent search feature if I'm looking for something. Now, I haven't really dove into what's available today in Parrot 6.0 for different penetration testing and security-oriented software. I've more just looked at the overall feel, but Burp Sweep is something I've used on some of my other pen testing stuff. And I actually had to install that, I believe, from repositories on Kali. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, and it looks like there's a good amount of utilities here to use. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you're able to check out Parrot on your own now and use it inside of your Proxmox system. As always, have a good night. Consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to look at more Proxmox and virtualization content here on Virtualize Everything. As always, have a good night.